I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I
I
am
am California of the
past.
past.
Hi, my name is Silvia Robles. I'm a native of San Bernardino, California. I was born and raised here. My family immigrated from Mexico during the Mexican Revolution and settled in Needles, California about 1920. Great mass migration of people of Mexican descent immigrated during that time and settled in this valley. I grew up with 3 individuals that died in Vietnam. They were memorialized in my junior high annual. Their names are Gabriel Gallegos, Louis P. Hernandez, and Bill Rigg. And I'm going to tell their story. This has been a very fascinating journey. I didn't really know that much about military, being a woman from my era. We did not serve in my era in combat. I found this to be very emotional, a very spiritual project, and I'm happy to share this and to make this part of the permanent record of the history of San Bernardino. The first soldier is Private First Class Gabriel Gallegos. Gabriel served in the United States Marine Corps. He was born March 21st, 1947. And he died June 20th, 1966. According to the database on Vietnam soldiers, Gabriel died in the Quang Nam province of South Vietnam from multiple fragmentation wounds and died outright in hostile battle. His body was recovered. He was 19 years old. He is located on the Vietnam Wall, panel 8, east line 66. The location in the hearts of many. I have few memories of Gabriel. He attended Richardson Junior High School. He lived on Pershing Street in Meadowbrook. 3 principal neighborhoods attended Richardson: Meadowbrook, the Valley, and the Flats. I do not know why our neighborhood was known as the Flats, because I really did not know of any Chicano families during that time living in more affluent hillside communities. The largest concentrations of Americans of Mexican descent lived in the city's west side. The Flats in 1966 was a multi-ethnic neighborhood located in South San Bernardino, intersected by Mill Street and Mount Vernon Avenue. It had a mix of newer post-war suburban homes adjacent to San Bernardino Valley College and modest decaying Victorian-style homes, largely clustered on Congress Avenue and Bellevue. Meadowbrook was a collection of homes in the central city of town. The Valley was a collection of truck farms, mostly African American, on Waterman Avenue between Mill Street and what is now known as Hospitality Lane. When I asked my brother or other friends of Gabriel, the first thing they say is, I always remember he loved to sing the song, Hey Senorita. Gabriel sang with the Royalistics, a garage band, whose key member, Robert Vasquez, went on to perform in Horn Strings and Things and Today's Traveling Homeboys. Gabby never got to go to Duran's nightclub, where members of his generation went to meet and dance in the late 1960s and early 70s. He did not get to age and go have dinner at Nana's, visit and reminisce with lifelong friends, or dance with his longtime mate. My 1967 Richardson Junior High annual is largely intact. The staples binding the cover have come apart, exposing the in memoriam page to 3 of San Bernardino's fallen soldiers, Louis P. Hernandez, Gabriel Gallegos, and Bill Rigg. They all attended school there from 1959 to 1962. Of the 2, I knew Louis and Gabriel. They were part of the mosaic of the Flats. They were friends to my elder brothers. They were part of the magical years of youth and tragedy of war. I went to the San Bernardino Library to meet Bill Rigg. He was a young man of great stoicism, an observer of life, an able and willing participant of destiny. This journey to the past, to become a storyteller, to aptly describe in short story the life of three young men, has made me feel privileged to be a time traveler via the internet and Google. I have experienced a deep spiritual sensitivity that assures me that life does not absolutely end in our physical death. I have cried, but most of all, I feel alive in such a blessed way. I Googled Gabriel Gallegos plus Vietnam, and up comes up a story entitled An Epic Journey by Julie R. Johnson of the Corning Observer, dated August 23, 2011. It is a story about Dean Utterback of Corning, California, age 64, who made a commemorative journey cross-country on a bicycle to the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C. The article mentions he carried 6 flags, 3 for men he went to Marine boot camp with, and 2 whose bodies he escorted home, and 1 friend. I wanted to know which Gabriel was. I spoke to Dean today. He went to boot camp with Gabriel. He wanted to know how I knew of his commemorative journey. We were both excited to talk about Gabriel. In one point in the conversation, Dean says, "When I finished this commemorative bike ride, I wondered if any of his friends and family would ever know." I tell him about the posting of a picture of his grave by a cousin on findagrave.com and how moved I was to find his story. I say I am sure many still think of Gabriel and wonder who else remembers. I hope my story for the San Bernardino City Library Digital Storytellers Project will be a tribute and a place to remember Gabriel for others. I include Dean Utterback's journey. He promises to scan a picture of Gabriel from his boot camp yearbook, and I promise to share my digital story. From findagrave.com is a posting from his cousin, and this is what it says. A wonderful young man who loved God, family, and country, and loved to run track in high school. He loved music, played the piano so beautifully. He had such a love for life. He will always be remembered and loved and honored for his service to our country. For 2 days now, since listening to the Del Mar's rendition of Hey Senorita on YouTube, Hey Senorita is playing in my head. Through the song, I get the essence of Gabriel, the young teen before Vietnam. He is effusive, exuberant, and ready to find the right girl. Here are some lyrics. Hey Senorita, why don't you let me walk you home tonight? Hey Senorita, now that you are mine, why don't you call me on the line? He was my elder brother's friend and bandmate. He loved to sing Hey Senorita. I do not know if he had a girlfriend. He died 3 months after Louis. It was a great and painful loss for the people residing in the Flats and the Middlebrook. I did not know him well. He was part of the mosaic of my home, the Flats. But most of all, I do remember him.
Hey, senorita, let me take you home. 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 Ah, ah, ah.